Hello and welcome to another video from the Cyber Check Me Essentials series on ways you can secure your everyday devices and the valuable information contained within them. This guide focuses on installing antivirus on your computers, laptops, tablets, and on some phones. Antivirus is a protective piece of software that can detect and stop computer viruses, worms, trojans, and other forms of malware infecting your computing equipment. In this video, we will outline the reasons why you should install antivirus software on all your devices, how it works, and why you should be using it as part of your day-to-day cybersecurity strategy. We will also show you how to install it on your Windows, Mac OS, and Android devices with step-by-step instructions. What is antivirus? Well, antivirus is software that sits in the background on your computers, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. It monitors everything that's going on with the device, and if something potentially dangerous appears, it springs into action and saves the day. The antivirus software will watch everything happening on your device. This includes programs being used or downloaded from the internet, updates or automatic installs, as well as all the normal processes running in the background that you might not be aware of. This basically ensures that nothing dangerous can make its way onto your system. Think of it like a 24-hour surveillance system that you'd expect to see in a bank, with CCTV, cameras, guards, sniffer dogs, motion detectors and perimeter sensors, except this is all contained within your computer or phone. One really important thing for you to remember here is that although antivirus can be effective at its job, it's not a one answer to all your risks. Nevertheless, it does form a crucial part of your overall cybersecurity strategy. There are several different ways that antivirus helps you protect your devices from malicious codes. So let's look at a few key features that are worth knowing about. Monitoring user activity. This is where the antivirus software watches what you or anyone else is doing on the device, compares it to a list of behaviors which are known to be potentially harmful, and if it finds a match, it springs into action. This usually involves it alerting you to the activity, what its potential dangers are, and asking you what you want to do with it. Depending on how you set up your antivirus, it may automatically quarantine it for you as well. Checks program authenticity. Most modern antivirus companies have databases full of information about viruses and other malware that's been previously discovered. Like the behavioral monitoring process above, the antivirus looks at the programs either being installed or that are running on the device and compares them to a list of known malware, alerting you if it finds something that looks suspicious. Locks down access to key areas. Some antivirus also includes a feature where it can block unauthorized people or programs from accessing certain areas in your device. Let's say you've got a specific directory which contains all your personal and sensitive information. This antivirus can then give access to you, but block everyone and everything else from accessing, changing, or deleting the files contained within this area. This is really beneficial as it protects you from dangers like ransomware. If you don't know, ransomware is basically designed to take control of your files and rearrange the information on them so it becomes totally unusable to you. This is something called encryption. The only way for this to be reversed is for you to pay a ransom to the attackers. If you don't, then you can't access that information. If ransomware took control of all your business information, like client jobs, order details, marketing brochures, price lists, accounting information, how much damage do you think that could actually cause your business operations? In any case, it would certainly cost you money to get everything back up and running again. We now know what antivirus is, and some of the key ways it helps to protect your devices and the information on them. However, you may be thinking at this point, that all sounds great and all, but do I really need it? I'm careful about what sites I visit and what programs I download. So let's discuss why antivirus should be an important part of your cybersecurity strategy, even if you already think it's a good idea. Ask yourself this: how important is it for you that the vehicle you drive has, for example, airbags, roll cage, and front and side impact protection? Even if it's not something you think about, it's highly likely that the vehicle you drive has most or all of these features. This is because no matter how careful a driver you are, there are still things which happen that are outside of your control, and in these situations, all of those safety features are going to help to reduce the potential damage to you. Antivirus, much like vehicle impact protection, is something that you need when you need it. Essentially, this provides you with peace of mind. Installing antivirus is generally as easy as installing a new app on your phone, and is mostly automatic once you've initiated the process. In the following sections, we're going to show you how to install antivirus on Windows, Mac, and Android devices. Please feel free to fast forward to the section that most suits you. Hello and welcome to the antivirus installation video for Windows 10. Before we go into the installation process, we'll just take a quick look at Windows Defender, which is the free antivirus and threat protection that comes bundled with the operating system. Windows Defender can be accessed from the taskbar here at this icon, where if you hover over it, it says Windows Security. Or we can go in through Settings, Update and Security, Windows Security, Open Windows Security. Okay, so as you can see, it does provide a number of options in terms of whether it's worth getting a free antivirus versus just using the Windows Defender. Generally speaking, Windows Defender isn't quite as powerful as the free antivirus softwares provided by antivirus companies. It's not as effective or fast at detecting malware. It doesn't provide as many controls to you, the user, which includes parental controls, quarantine controls, sensitivity settings, etc. So we recommend that you install at least a free antivirus from an antivirus company, which will work in tandem with the Windows security. With that said, it's now time to go through with the installation process. First thing we'll do is we'll open the web browser, and as you can see, I've searched for antivirus free. In the drop-down, several options have presented themselves. I'd recommend to you that you do some research on reviews for the best antivirus products to help you make an informed decision on which one you go for. For the purpose of this example, we're going to use AVG free antivirus. And so after clicking the link to AVG, we're presented with their splash screen, and as you can see, there's a big green button saying download. So let's click that. At the pop-up, we're going to click Save to begin the download. If we go up to the top right and click on the down arrow, we can see now that the file has been downloaded. There are two ways to access this. We can left click the icon here to execute the file, or we can click this other icon to go to the Downloads folder and execute the file from there. Next, we click Yes to confirm we wish to install. The installation process will begin by downloading the package from AVG. And then the first screen we see is to confirm we wish to install. By clicking this green button for install, we are agreeing to the end user license agreement and privacy policy. So make sure you read those before you click that and that you're happy to continue. The next option we get is to install Google Chrome. Of course, you can do that if you wish, but for the purpose of this example, we're going to decline. With the installation process pretty much complete, a desktop icon is created, and we get a button to click to continue, which we're going to do. We'll click Decline again for Google Chrome, and then let's click to run our first scan. First thing it will do is to update the virus definitions. This is information that AVG have on their servers of known malware, and this means that the antivirus is kept up to date and then can compare anything it might find with that database. And this brings me to another point to recommend to you. In terms of the antivirus company that you choose to get the software from, it's better to go with one of the higher rated companies simply because they're more likely to have a more up-to-date and a larger database, meaning that they have more chance of catching more malware. So the first part of the scan is a browser search. This will go through checking links, checking downloads, etc. to ensure that internet activity is safe. And as we can see, none found, so thumbs up there. Next it says viruses and malware, none found. This is essentially a search of the file system of the computer. Advanced issues. Here it says we only have a basic firewall and that we're vulnerable to fake websites. This is an example of the differences between the premium paid for version and the free version. You don't need these are additional protections. The main focus is that you have some form of protection for your internet browsing and another form of protection for scanning the computer's file system. So we're going to click skip that, and again there. Next, the software will set up a monthly scan. As we can see, the box has been ticked, so we just confirm that. And if we want to set up another scheduled scan, first thing we'll do is click on the tab with the three dots, go to Scheduled Scans, click on Create New Scan. We'll call this one Weekly Scan, and we'll do that on a Sunday at 11:59 PM. The default settings will be pretty much a medium setting as we discussed earlier, and a good place to start. That's the installation of antivirus onto Windows 10 and the setting up of weekly and monthly scans.
Welcome to the antivirus installation video for Mac OS. First thing we'll do is open Safari browser, and as you can see, I've already searched for antivirus free. The search results will present you with several options. We recommend at this point that you do some research on reviews for the best antivirus to help you make an informed decision on this. For the purpose of this instructional video, we're going to download and use AVG Free Antivirus. After clicking the link to AVG Free, we'll click the Mac tab and then go to the AVG Free icon, which then presents us with a nice green button saying free download. So let's click that. With the pop-up, we'll click allow, and we can see that's now downloading at the bottom right here. Once that's complete, we'll click on the icon for downloads, and we'll click the DMG file to begin the process. So with this pop-up, we'll double-click on the giant icon in the middle, titled Install AVG Antivirus, and then click to allow. With that underway, you'll be presented with two options. First, to continue to agree to the privacy policy, and second, to continue to agree to the end-user license agreement. The next option is for the install location. We'll just click install and go with the default. We're then prompted to enter our user password to confirm installation, and then again to update the system trust settings. This second part is because we haven't downloaded this from the App Store, and then we have to manually set the system to trust this application. Next, the system will inform us that the application has been blocked. So we need to go into the security settings to allow this. Left-click Open Security Preferences, left-click the lock, and then input our password again. Just here where it's saying that AVG Security was blocked from loading, we'll click the Allow tab, and then click back again on the lock icon. The installation was a success, so we'll close this window, and then we'll move the DMG file to the bin. As you can see, we're not fully protected though, so we need to run through a couple of changes in the system to ensure that occurs. We'll click the Fix All button. Then to firstly allow AVG to protect us on the web, we need to open the confirmation dialog and click Allow. Then we need to give it access to the hard drive in order that it may do scans for malware and other hidden threats. We'll open privacy settings, click the lock again, and input our password. Click the icon for AVG Antivirus, then click Quit and Reopen, so the software can restart and all these changes are put into effect. Finally, we'll click the lock icon in order to lock down the options. There we go, we're now fully protected. Now let's set up our scheduled weekly scan. The tab with the three dots, we'll click that. Then click Scheduled Scan. We'll give it the name Weekly Scan. Set it to weekly on a Sunday at 11:59 p.m. We'll stick with the default settings as this will scan the archives and also the file system for potentially unwanted applications. To finish, we'll click Save. And that is the installation of antivirus into Mac OS and setting up a weekly scheduled scan.
Welcome to the Android antivirus installation instructional video. First thing we're going to do here is tap on the Play Store icon to open up Google Play, and we're going to search for antivirus free. As you can see, the search pulled up several antivirus softwares. Would certainly recommend that you do some research on reviews for the better ones to help yourself make an informed decision. For this example, we're going to choose AVG Antivirus, and landing on the page, we can see there are reviews here on Google Play Store, which are worth you checking out as well. Let's click on Install. So while this is downloading, I'd like to remind you that antivirus forms one part of an overall cybersecurity strategy. Make sure to check out our other guides to help you achieve this for yourself. With the install, it will place an icon on the home screen for you, usually on the rightmost one if you have several. You can then open the app from Google Play, as you can see. So let's shut that and go down to our apps tray. And we're going to hold on AVG Antivirus, drag it up to the home screen, and we're going to access it from there as well. So there's a couple of different ways you can get in from the beginning. Let's click Scan now. We need to give the application permission to access the device. Much like with Windows and Mac OS, the scan will look through the file system. It will go through all of the apps, looking for malware, viruses, trojans, and any other hidden threats that it may find, to then alert you and give us the opportunity to remove them or quarantine them if found. With this, we're hoping to see all green because we certainly don't want to see anything on the phone. Okay, so scan's complete, 406 items scanned, and you can see there are a few options here. First one is to check yes or no for automatic scanning. With the phone application, it will scan for threats once a day. This is a little bit different to Windows and Mac OS, which we set up weekly and monthly scans. Phones are a little bit more risky. They connect to data networks, they connect to Wi-Fi networks, and so more prone to threats than, say, your desktop systems. You can also see down below that we can continue with the free package, which does have some ads, or you can select the paid option, which is titled as Get Complete Protection. This doesn't mean that the free option isn't good protection. It just means that there are a few more features to help you be slightly more secure with the paid. So with that, we're going to click yes to automatic scanning to give some peace of mind, and we're going to continue with the free application. Privacy notice. As with any application or software, by agreeing to continue using it, you're agreeing to terms and conditions and privacy policies. Make sure you read those before clicking yes. And looking at the app, these are the options that you can use to make the most of the application. Down below there will be some advertising for additional features, which are usually paid. But as we can see here, you can boost your RAM by switching off background processors. You can clean out junk, scan Wi-Fi. You can set up a VPN protection, which would normally require some form of paid option and also downloading some extra software. There you go. That's the installation of AVG Antivirus onto an Android device. Here are some useful tips to make the most of your antivirus software. Tip number 1. Remember to set up a weekly scheduled scan that will go through your computer, including internet browsers and file systems looking for malware and potentially unwanted programs. Tip number 2. Most antivirus companies set the default sensitivity at medium, which is usually the best way to start. You do have the option to adjust these settings depending on your needs, however. If you set it too high, it may begin to provide you with too many warnings and halt programs that are perfectly fine on your device, which can cause frustration. On the other hand, if you set the sensitivity too low, you may miss the very dangers you installed it to find. Tip number 3. You can scan individual files, hard drives, contents of USB sticks, and even the local network you're on for unwanted programs or malware. Tip number 4. You can utilize a quarantine function which allows you to place files into a separate space to be scanned and locked away from the rest of your computer until the antivirus gives it the all clear. Finally, make sure to update your antivirus regularly. It is very likely that your antivirus will do this automatically, but it is a good idea to check this. If you decide to do this yourself, the option is easily found in the antivirus settings menu. As with any software, keeping it updated often eliminates security weaknesses. So in summary, install antivirus software on your devices because it sits in the background helping to stop dangerous activity on your system and checks the authenticity of programs you're installing and using. Set up your antivirus to automatically scan each week and start with the medium sensitivity level. Finally, remember to update your antivirus software. Please visit the CyberCheckMe website for further information about how to secure your business from cybercriminals, and fill in our survey about your current business practices around cybersecurity to allow us to give you a free one-on-one cybersecurity consultation tailored to your situation. This video is one in a series of basic precautions that you can take to protect yourself against the loss of time, money, private information, and reputational damage as a result of cyber attack. Thank you for watching.